It's late, or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's the middle of the afternoon, and the sun is still up. But something in you feels like it's late, like the day has gone on longer than it should, like there is a thought circling somewhere behind everything else that won't quite settle. If that sounds familiar, you found the right place tonight. Hi, friends. Welcome back to English with Moon. This is a quiet space, like the moment you step outside at night and the moon is there, steady and unhurried, not asking anything of you. There's no rush here. Take a breath with me, let your shoulders drop a little, and let's slow down together. Tonight, I want to talk about something many of us carry quietly, every single day. That voice in the back of your mind that never quite stops. The one that replays a conversation from 3 days ago. The one that runs through tomorrow's problems at midnight. The one that whispers, "What if things go wrong? What if I said the wrong thing? What if it's already too late?" I want to start with something that took me a long time to understand. A worried mind is not a broken mind. It is a mind that cares. A mind that is trying, in its own uncomfortable, exhausting way, to protect you. Think about it. When your mind races through everything that could go wrong, it is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to prepare you. It is saying, "Look at this. Be careful. Don't get caught off guard." This is actually an ancient mechanism. For most of human history, staying alert to danger was the difference between surviving and not. The people who worried, who noticed the rustling in the grass, who lay awake thinking about the storm coming, those people were often more prepared, more alive. So the worried mind is not your enemy. It is an old friend who hasn't quite learned that most of the dangers we face today are not the kind you can outrun or outplan. The problem is not that your mind worries. The problem is that it doesn't know when to stop. It sends the alarm and then sends it again and again, long after the danger has passed, long after you have done everything you can do. There is a word for this in psychology: rumination. Rumination is when the mind chews on the same thought over and over. The way you might press a bruise just to check if it still hurts. It goes in circles. It doesn't solve anything. It just makes you more tired, more tense, more afraid. You've probably felt it. You lie down to sleep. The room is dark, and the thoughts begin. Did I say the right thing? Did I upset someone? What will happen next week? What if I'm not doing enough? And so you lie there, wide awake, not resting, not solving, just spinning. Here is something that might help explain why this happens so often at night. During the day, your prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for logic, perspective, and rational thinking, is active. It helps keep your emotions in check. It can look at a worry and say, "Yes, But here is another way to see this. It acts as a kind of quiet moderator. At night, when you are tired, that moderator becomes quieter. The emotional parts of the brain are more active, and so the worries feel bigger, more urgent, more certain, more real, because the part of you that could put them in perspective has stepped back for the night. This is why problems that feel catastrophic at 2 in the morning often look different by 9 in the morning. The problem didn't change. You changed. Your brain's capacity to hold things with perspective returned with the daylight. Knowing this doesn't make the nighttime worry disappear, but it can help to remind yourself, right now, I am not seeing clearly. The alarm is louder than the danger deserves. Here is something I don't think we talk about enough. Underneath the worry, underneath almost all of it, there is usually something the worry is trying to protect. Think about what your mind circles around the most. Maybe it's a relationship, and the worry is guarding the love, saying, "Don't lose this person, be careful, pay attention." Maybe it's work, and the worry is protecting your standards, saying, "You want to do this well, you want to matter." Maybe it's your health, or your family, or something you have built over many quiet years. The worry is orbiting the thing you love most. Think about that for a moment. Worry follows love like a shadow. It cannot exist without something precious to protect. And if you trace the anxiety back, really trace it, past the surface fear, past the what-ifs, you almost always arrive somewhere tender. Someone you are afraid to lose. Something you care about so much it frightens you. Which means your worried mind, as exhausting as it is not irrational. It is not broken. It is fiercely, anxiously devoted to the things that matter to you. That is worth knowing, even on the nights when it doesn't feel like a gift at all. Let me tell you about a woman named Nadia. Nadia thought of everything. She planned for every outcome. She made lists, checked them twice, and then lay awake, checking them again in her mind. Before any trip, she would worry for weeks. What if the flight was delayed? What if she got sick? What if something happened at home while she was gone? Her family loved her deeply, but they also knew that any mention of a future event, a holiday, a gathering, a small change of plans, would start the cycle. Nadia would begin to prepare, and preparing for her meant worrying. It was how she showed care. Her sister used to say, "Nadia, you've already lived this trip 17 times in your head. Just get on the plane." And Nadia would laugh, but she couldn't stop. One summer, she visited a small mountain town. She had worried about it for 6 weeks beforehand. The drive, the altitude, the weather, the things that could go wrong. When she arrived, she was already exhausted from worrying about something that hadn't happened yet. On the first morning, very early, before anyone else was awake, she walked down alone to a river. She sat on a stone at the water's edge, and she just watched. Leaves were falling from the trees and landing on the surface. One by one, the river didn't hold them, didn't push them away. It simply let them float through and move on. Nadia sat there for a long time, thinking nothing for once, just watching the leaves. Later, she told her sister, "I think that's what I need to do with my thoughts. Not fight them, not grab them, just let them float past." Her sister said, "That sounds like a lot of work." Nadia laughed. "It is, but it's less work than holding onto every single leaf." She went home, and nothing dramatic changed. She still worried, still made the lists, but something small had shifted, like a compass needle adjusting by a single degree. When the thoughts came at night, she sometimes remembered the river, the leaves floating, the water not holding on. It wasn't a cure. It was a direction to look. Here is something I've come to believe about the worried mind. When it spins, it is usually asking one of two questions. The first, is there something I need to do right now? And if the answer is yes, do it. Make the call. Write it down. Send the message. Take the small step that is actually available to you right now, tonight. When there is something real in your hands to do it, and let your mind rest. It has done its job. It found the thing that needed attention. You listened. That is enough. But often, and this is the important part, there is nothing to do right now. The thing you are worrying about is tomorrow, or next year, or it is something outside your control. The decision of another person, the outcome of something you've already done everything you can about. And no amount of thinking brings it closer to resolution. You can spend 3 hours running through every possible scenario. And at the end of 3 hours, you will know nothing more than you did at the beginning. You will only be more tired. That's when the second question matters. Can I accept that I don't know what will happen? This is the harder question, because we don't like not knowing. Not knowing feels like standing at the edge of something dark. Your instinct is to reach for certainty, to run every scenario, imagine every outcome, think your way to solid ground. But here is what I want to offer you instead. Look at your track record, not your failures, not the things you're afraid of. Your track record of surviving uncertainty. You have been in uncertain moments before. Think back, really think back. There was a time when you didn't know if something important would work out. A relationship, a job, a health scare, a decision you weren't sure about. A moment when the ground felt unsteady and you couldn't see the way forward. You didn't know how it would go. And yet, here you are, listening to this, in this moment, which means every single uncertain moment you have ever faced, you got through. Not because you worried the right amount, not because you figured it all out in advance, but because you kept going, even when afraid, even not knowing, even imperfectly, with a shaking heart, you kept going. That is your track record, and it is so much stronger than the worried mind wants you to believe. The worried mind has a very selective memory. It remembers every moment of uncertainty, but it forgets to count how many of those moments you survived. How many mornings came after the sleepless nights? How many hard things turned out differently from how you feared? Start counting those too. They happened. They are real. And they will keep happening, not because worry protects you, but because you are someone who keeps going. I want to give you 3 small things, not solutions, not a cure, just 3 small exits for when the loop gets loud. The first, name it specifically, not I'm anxious. That word is too wide, too shapeless. It covers everything and points to nothing. Get more precise. I'm afraid I said something wrong in that conversation on Tuesday, and I haven't been able to let it go. Or I'm worried I'm falling behind at work, and someone will notice before I can catch up. Or I'm scared of losing someone I love, and I don't know how to hold that fear. When you name the exact fear, when you say it clearly, even quietly, even just to yourself, something happens. It gets smaller. It stops being a fog and becomes a shape. And a shape has edges. You can see where it starts and where it ends. You can look at it instead of being surrounded by it. Fog disorients you. It has no edges, no boundary. You can't tell how far it goes, but a shape you can examine. You can ask, is this as large as it seems? Is this as certain as it feels? What would I say to a friend who was afraid of exactly this? The naming doesn't make the fear disappear, but it gives you just enough distance to breathe. The second, ask what you know for certain right now, not tomorrow, not yesterday. This moment, this specific, physical, present moment. Maybe what you know is, the room is quiet. I am lying down. My body is warm. I am breathing. I can feel the breath moving in and out. Nothing terrible is happening right now, in this exact second. Just this. The worried mind lives in the future and the past. It jumps ahead to the what-ifs, or drags you back to the should-have-dones. It is rarely, if ever, troubled by the actual present moment, because the present moment is almost always okay. Not perfect, not without difficulty, but okay enough to be in. The present is the one place the worried mind cannot follow you if you choose to go there. It has no jurisdiction here. It can only operate in the might be and the should have been. Right now, there is only this, the breath, the weight of your body against whatever you're resting on, the small sounds of wherever you are tonight. That is real. That is certain. Come back here as often as you need to. One breath, this moment. You are okay right now. And right now is the only place you actually have to be okay in. Third, do one small thing with your hands. Make tea, wash a cup, fold something. Write 3 words on paper. Water 1 plant. Hold something warm. Something real. Something that exists in the physical world, not only in your head. When your hands are occupied with something small and concrete, something shifts. The mind follows the hands. It comes back to the body, to the senses, to what is immediate and tangible. There is something in this that researchers have noticed too. Activities that engage the hands, gentle, repetitive, requiring a small amount of attention without demanding real concentration, seem to quiet the racing mind. Knitting, folding, cooking, arranging. The motion of doing something physical and simple pulls you out of your thoughts and back into your body. Not fully, not permanently, but enough. The kettle, the cup, the sound of water filling it, the warmth between your palms. This moment is here, and so are you. Before we say goodnight, I want to speak directly to you, the one listening right now, in your quiet room. Maybe it is late. Maybe you have been trying to sleep, and the thoughts won't stop. Maybe you are tired in a way that goes deeper than your body. The kind of tired that comes from carrying too much for too long and never quite letting yourself put it down. I see you. You check and recheck. You plan and prepare. You carry a dozen possible futures just in case. You run through conversations you haven't had yet. You imagine problems that haven't happened yet. You try to be ready for everything so that nothing catches you by surprise. That takes so much energy, more than the people around you can see, more sometimes than you let yourself admit, because you don't call it what it is. You call it being responsible, being careful, being prepared. And maybe it is all of those things, but it is also exhausting. And tonight, I want to give you permission to put it down. Just for tonight. Not forever, just for these few hours of dark. The problems will still be there in the morning. The questions will still need answering. The uncertain things will still be uncertain. Nothing changes if you solve it at 2 in the morning versus 8 in the morning. Except that at 8, you will have slept, and the light will be different, and you will be better able to hold whatever it is. So set it down. Think of it like placing something heavy on a table beside you. You are not abandoning it. You are not pretending it doesn't exist. You are simply saying, I will carry you again tomorrow. But tonight, I need my hands free. When this episode ends, if there is a worry still circling, try something small. Name it. Say it out loud or write it on paper. Then set it down like a stone on a table. Say, I see you. I know you're there. I'll come back to you in the morning. And then let yourself rest. You have done enough today. You really have. Tomorrow exists, but it hasn't started yet. And right now, in this moment, there is only the quiet and this voice and you. is enough. Thank you for spending this time with me tonight. This is English with Moon, a slow, gentle place for your English and your heart. If something here touched you, leave a comment. I read every single one. And if you know someone lying awake right now with a mind that won't stop, share this with them. One quiet voice can reach further than we know. A new episode arrives soon. I'll see you in the next one. And until then, the worry will wait. You don't have to carry it to sleep. Good night, friends.